Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. If you're looking for a way to secure your crypto, there's a Ledger affiliate link in the description below. I do not work for Ledger, but I am an affiliate, therefore the affiliate link. I said this before and I really think it's true. I think we're being duped. I think we've been successfully lied to. For years, but also the last couple of months, I do really, without a tinfoil hat, actually believe that this is one of the greatest magic tricks that we've ever seen in our entire lives. And it's this idea that, do you remember February and March, prices were going down, trending sideways. We kept on getting you've seen it. We kept on getting really optimistic news every single day. There was no shortage of it. And then at some point, a lot of people in crypto started leaving. It's understandable. Also, welcome back to everyone who left. Welcome back to the show. It's understandable if prices are going down, people might not be as interested, but that's part of the magic trick. It's this idea that, well, prices are going down, why should I be interested in the market, which is usually the exact opposite of what you should be doing, because that's when people actually become rich. You want to buy when the prices are low. You're not supposed to get re-interested when prices are a lot higher, but that's, I guess, a discussion for right now. The news we were getting was that nearly the entirety of people who were actually selling their coins was just retail. So, and I know I say the term everyday normal people, but it's meant to be a distinction between institutions. There's really no in between. You're either retail or you're institution. So retail tends to be the idea of me and you. We don't have billions to throw into the market, but we might have 300 here and there to put into an investment. Retail, everyday normal people. These are the people who were leaving the market. And this news began to pick up. As I told you, I can always tell whenever my views begin to go down, I'm oh gosh, I don't have to look at the market that day, because I know for a fact that prices have gone down. It's a really funny thing that ends up happening, or not funny. The point basically being, these people left the market as they typically do whenever markets are going down, which is a shame because it's usually retail who needs to or wants to actually become rich, because the institutions and the rich people, they're already rich. They don't care. They're buying all the time anyway. And then we got news. This was maybe 3-4 weeks ago. There was seller exhaustion. If you didn't see that video, we got news that you saw how we were going down in price and we kind of just stagnated and we're just typically going sideways. That was because nobody else was selling. So all the selling was literally done by the smaller wallets all the time. And then we started getting whale news again. Well, guess what? Not only this is crazy. Not only have rich people never stopped buying, they're now buying more than ever. What? I smacked myself. That's crazy, right? Because this is usually how it always takes place. This is an analytics firm called Nansen, Nansen. They said while smaller Ether holders have reduced their balances, whales holding between, listen to these numbers. Whales holding between 10,000 Ether and 100,000 Ether have increased their holdings by over 12% from their normal purchases in 2025. That is to say, these whale wallets always have coins going into them. There's now been an increase more than the normal number that they would have normally purchased. I also constantly have to throw this out there as well, because these numbers are very important. These companies tend to look at certain metrics and they say, that's what we're going to focus on for this study. So understand that if there was someone who had 10 Ether, they're still also purchasing. If someone had 384 Ether, 700 Ether, and they purchased 10, 15, 20 more, that's not included in this number. This is only for 10,000 to 100,000 Ether holdings. While everyone else sold, they reabsorbed the holdings from the people who sold off their crypto. Now, my friends, understand why this happens and why I said it's a great magic trick. Because if they are able to control prices or manipulate them or release news, wink, to make you not interested into the cryptocurrency market, and then we continuously get news days after that they've purchased all those coins, that's part of the magic trick. I had a video 4 or 5 months ago, and the main theme of it was the wealth transfer. The wealth transfer is such a big topic in crypto, and I mean, like, people are really drawn to it. So in the video, I made sure to let people know what the wealth transfer actually is. The idea from a lot of people in crypto, into gold, into finance in some sort of way, is that the wealth transfer is going to be like a literal event, like, bro, my gosh, the earth is shaking, like that kind of thing, where we will literally see an avalanche of money, physical money, being thrown to the other generation or to another direction, and everyone goes, wealth transfer, yeah, that was it. What the wealth transfer actually is, in 2 parts, is the slow movement of people who not boomers, but like the generation before them, who are slowly passing, and that money moving over into the younger generation as they are gifted this kind of money. It's meant to be an enormous sum of money. The issue is that this has been happening for a good 10, 15, 20 years. It's just a slow progression as more and more people pass, and that money moves over to the other side. The interesting part is that a lot of the money that's actually being absorbed by this new generation is being sold on Lambos and cars and other like really ridiculous things that don't really need to be. Also, I'm going to try and remember it, but I want to finish this point, and then I'm going to tell you a story. The other part over here of the wealth transfer also has to do with people who don't have a lot of money and the actual money-making opportunities. When I tell you that we are in a brand new asset class, it's not listen, I'm not telling you these things because I'm trying to be your friend. I'm trying to be cool, be like, yeah, go out and make some money. You're not getting that there is no other new asset class. You don't have a new asset class. They don't happen. We've had collectibles, we've had gold, we've had property, we've had land, and now we have numbers on a screen, literal digital assets. $1 trillion market. This is part of the actual wealth transfer. As people getting that money, a fraction of them are actually choosing to put their money into the cryptocurrency space. The other people and in general, the actual workers, the retail, the everyday normal people who could also benefit from this new asset class, it piques your interest when you hear it in the news that prices have gone up. The moment prices go back down, these people leave the market. This is the transfer. It's literally us moving into we see this asset class becoming the everything of the planet. This is the way that wealth is then transferred. The problem is that people getting into this market who could benefit the most and make 5 million over the course of a bull run, prices go down and they leave. And you know where that money goes to? It gets transferred back to the rich people who get into this market, who buy up the coins as the prices go down. That's the other half of the wealth transfer. We're living in a world where people can't afford milk, eggs. I see all these videos where these people go to the grocery store. This woman, she went to the grocery store and she showed it was like 6 bags worth of stuff. She put it all onto the counter. It was like $180 for nothing. It was eggs, milk, bread. It was some cereal. It was, I think, some shampoo. It was it wasn't a lot. $180. People who do not own assets are screwed. They're going to have a worse time in the future, and it's not going to get any better. If you happen to have a chance, sit down and have a conversation with yourself and your portfolio to see if everything is going right or if you need more assets. This isn't a joke. Sorry to get so intense, but this is real life. Whenever I see people leaving the market, it doesn't discourage me, but it makes me sad because I'm like, you're the people who have to deal with inflation. You're the ones who have to deal with $2,200 rent for a 1-bedroom. You're the ones who can't afford anything, and this market is made for you. Crypto's not made for rich people. It's made for you. The story that I wanted to tell you, sorry for being so intense. It bothers me so much. And so many times when I talk about these things, I see people on Twitter and other places. What are they? What, I forgot. There's a term for it. People think that like I'm not exaggerating, but like, oh gosh. It has something to do with like, stop trying to help other people or like, stop trying to like pretend to be nice. If that's your mindset, please click the hell off this video. I have no time for you at all. You people annoy the hell out of me. I don't know where that came from, that people aren't used to the idea of someone wanting to help them or wanting to make money. And then they go like, stop acting that way. Stop pretending. Get out. I really like click X, unsubscribe. I'm so tired of people who don't care about other people. It drives me absolutely insane. It's so disgusting. I want people to make money. I want people to be rich. I want people to be wealthy. I want you to have an easier life. I'm already retired. I don't know, for those of you who are brand new here, hello, I retired years ago. I have property. I don't have to work. I don't have to make these videos. I don't know who didn't know that. This is like a side project for me because I realize how much money there is to be made. I've had these channels since 2016, telling people like, hey, XRP's at less than 1 cent, Bitcoin's at $800, Ethereum was at $4. The story that I was trying to, and I got it, still trying to remember, a friend of mine who is quite well off was telling me that he has a friend, it's not funny, it's actually not funny, who he has a friend who was recently gifted properties from his parents as like a, hey, I think he turned 30 and they were like, hey, you know what? These properties are yours. You never have to work again, like that. They were already a rich family, but like, you know, it's like this, it's not donation, whatever the word is called. They gave him the properties. I think they gave him 10 if I remember correctly. Do you know what he did with those properties? Can anybody guess? Well, he went out partying, met a whole bunch of girls and really cute, beautiful people, was traveling. You know, he sold 8 of those properties to keep up that lifestyle. My friend said, last he spoke to him, he had 2 left. And he was like, yeah, I might have to sell the other one because like there's a party coming up soon. And I was like, as someone who grew up poor, I can't imagine someone giving me 10 properties and being like, I'm going to sell these things so I can go party. The guy's like 32, 33 now. Boggles the mind that that's the word. If you become rich from crypto, if you become lucky enough to accumulate multiple rental properties, and at some point in the future you decide to give them to someone, to a family member, make sure that they understand what they are getting first. If you are in crypto, understand what this market is and what you're letting go every time that you sell. It's very important. My friend told me that story, and it takes a lot to shock me. It takes a lot. My jaw was on the ground. It slammed through the earth, and I was like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane what people do. And that's part of this thing because his parents, they also didn't grow up rich. Like this was like a, you know, they like made their own money, like self-made kind of thing, but they did exceptionally well. If my child sold property that I gave them to go party, I don't even want to tell you. Okay. Well, yeah. So the point, yeah. Oh, awesome. ETH whales are still buying and they hold more than ever and they're continuously buying. And just understand, as that person wrote on Twitter a couple of months ago, don't sell your coins to BlackRock because they're always buying. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having it. I would be so furious. I would be so angry. Woo! Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you